All right, the question for today is having a roster or having a girlfriend better? Now, the simple answer to this is it all depends on what stage you are in your life and also how you like to run your game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there was a time in my life where I had all the free time in the world. I had just graduated high school. I was 18 years old, just got a car, and I had so much free time in the world that I was able to run a roster of 5 women on top of having additional rotational players, right? I had literally a work sneaky link, a work bae, an actual girlfriend, a sneaky link a city over, and another sneaky link a city over, and then rotational players that I'd occasionally like talk to in and out of my life. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, this time during my life was the most funnest I've ever had in my life, and this is where I've learned most of my experiences and life lessons at, was during the ages of 18 to 20. And during this time, bro, I will say your ego will get stroked to the maximum it can be stroked. Now, this is a problem in terms of you will start to treat the girls on the lower side of the roster like shit, and you should never treat other people like they're not a human with emotions, because I'm not gonna lie, I was 100% doing this, and I did learn my lesson from this, and I absolutely do regret how I treated some of those women in my roster. To be fair, when you literally have 5 women in roster with the rotational players, your ego gets stroked to the point where you feel like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with no repercussions. But there will be repercussions, and karma will come around to bite you in the long run, and I have learned my lesson. I've also been on the opposite spectrum of the side where I've had a girlfriend where I feel like if she never went to university, we would still be together to this day. The problem with having a roster and a girlfriend is, I'm not gonna lie, they both take time and energy and effort to build. A roster, I'm not gonna lie, a roster usually consists of multiple women you don't really like that, but you can tolerate them to the point of, I'm willing to have y'all on a roster because they all have certain traits that I like, but none of y'all are like, do it for me. And then there are some rosters where you do have the woman like that, and then there's a main girl that you're chasing after who doesn't really like you like that, and that's why you're chasing after her and you perceive her like that. And then with the girlfriend, there's 2 sides of having a girlfriend that you could be on. There could be the side of where the girlfriend likes you more than you like her, but you like her to the point where it's like equal balance, but she just slightly likes you more. Or it could be to the point where you have a girlfriend who doesn't really like you like that, and she just got in a relationship with you because she said why not, and she's settling. The best case scenario that you could have with the girlfriend is a girl who likes you more than you like her, off the simple fact that, bro, that's what I had, and it was the best relationship. I'm not saying that I didn't like this girl at all. I'm just saying that she showed that she liked me more than I liked her, and it was a perfect balance because this girl would literally bathe, feed me, fucking wash my hair, just treat me like a king. And I'm not saying I treated her like shit, but she really valued just spending time with me. I didn't really have to do too much to impress her or, to get on her good side. It was more so, oh, just come around and be with me and sleep with me, a girl who couldn't just get off me. And I liked that in the long run, and that's why I said we would still be together if she never moved and went to university. The reason why our relationship went down is because the distance. I wasn't willing to drive to her and give her that energy and time and effort. But that's ideally the situation we want to be in if you have a girlfriend. Now, if you're on the younger spectrum, I do suggest kind of having a roster when you first start out, like mostly when you graduate high school or when you're in high school, because this will teach you a lot of life lessons and what you like in a woman and what you don't like and all the red flags. But at the same time, I'm not suggesting that you treat these women like shit. Just make sure you let these girls know what position they have with you. And yes, you can absolutely do that. If you're that guy, you could absolutely let these girls know that, hey, I have a main girl, you're kind of my side girl. Now, I've done this, but I've kind of done it in like a fucked up way to where I would, just do shit you wasn't supposed to. Like, for example, I had a whole roster back then. When I had a roster, I had a girl who was like the work base side or the work base sneaky link. I literally told her about my main girlfriend, and we had like more so like a best friend relationship where I, told her about it, but we was also sleeping with each other on the side, and she knew of her position as well as the other girls knew of their positions. But my main girlfriend didn't really know what I was doing, which is kind of fucked up. Now, as I've gotten older, I would suggest having like a roster of 2 to 1, because at the end of the day, having a roster of 5 is way too many. And yes, I would be upfront with these women and let them know where they lie in my roster, because I don't believe in lying to women, and I believe that you can let these women know where they follow and they stand. And also, when you realize when you be honest with a woman, it kind of makes them build more respect for you, and they fall into the category of, oh, I'm gonna try harder to win you over and literally get every other girl out this fucking situation. That's literally what they do, and you will see them trying harder. Now, you don't have to be an asshole to do it. You can be straight up and upfront and be like, oh yeah, I'm seeing other people, we just started talking, it's only been 6 months, I need to get to know you more. And if they leave, that's on them, and like if they stay, they gotta respect it. The thing about having a girlfriend that I will say is you have to deal with less bullshit on the counterpart, because when you go out there and you realize you're trying to have to build a roster and all this extra bullshit, that you will go through more bullshit in terms of, hey, they might be messing with other people, or they might have their own little baggage or bullshit that comes with them. If you have a girlfriend and you actually have a genuinely truly good girlfriend who doesn't have much baggage and actually likes you for you and not your resources, you will be able to be more productive in the long term. On top of, bro, when I had a girlfriend, bro, I would link up with her once a week, maybe 2 times a week, and we would, do some adult activities, and my tank would be empty, instead of, me not having a girlfriend and having a roster roster, you know, being a free agent, and I don't have to go out here and constantly, you know, look and chase for my next nut, rather than have a girlfriend, you know, link up with her, sleep with her, have affection once a week, then boom, get right back to work, go on my grind, and then see her next week. It's more of a, you know, consistency type of flow, and it's better for you in the long run to be more productive. When you have a roster, it's like at any moment, any of these girls can just drop in and out of your roster. You could have a fucking whole roster of 3 people one day, and then boom, the next day you have a roster of no one. Like with a girlfriend, it's kind of more consistent. At the end of the day, bro, like I will say having a good girlfriend is kind of something that's hard to really find out here in terms of she likes you and she will ride or die for you. But a roster can be, well, it could be a hard time to build, and actually have a solid good roster that actually loves and adores you and actually knows the ongoing of what you're doing, because I don't believe in manipulating women to the point where you're lying to them about their roles and shit. Now, you don't have to throw it into their face, of course, but each one definitely has their pros and cons at the end of the day, and I'm kind of leaning towards, you know, it all depends on what stage you are in your life and how you like to run your game, which there's really no wrong or right answer in what you want to do. It's all up to you. And the long term is just know a roster comes with less responsibilities, a girlfriend comes with more responsibilities. It's just, you really got to just make the best choice for you in the long run and short term, or whatever stage you are in your life and whatever you want to do for real.